Ready? Okay, good morning, everyone. Let's call the meeting to order for Polk County Commissioners Court for May 13th, 2025. It's 10 a.m. at the Polk County Regional Health Building, Suite A, Livingston, Texas. So at this time, we would like to ask Sunny Hathaway with Central Baptist Church to lead us in prayer.
Good morning, everybody. Let's pray. We'll get things started. Let's pray. God, I thank you this morning, first of all, for the opportunity we have to gather together and to make important decisions for our county. I thank you for every citizen in this room. I thank you for the court here to my left. And I thank you for Judge Murphy. I thank you for the authority that you've given to them to be good stewards of for our county and for the citizens of our county. We just want to pray this morning, God, for the grace for this court to be able to understand the unique challenges of our community. We want to pray for insight into the unique needs of our community, and that God, you would give them discernment to make the right decisions on behalf of the citizens of Polk County. Father, we do thank you that you do give us authority to make the decisions that we need to make, and we just pray that we would be reminded that, God, you're the giver of life, and you've given us life to steward well, and we just pray for your blessing on this time now. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Madam Clerk?
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. What time is it, Madam Clerk? Okay. Number one, I'm going to open the public hearing. So item number one, conduct public hearing to receive public comments on request to replat Wiggins Village, Section 1, lots 55 and 57, located in Precinct 2. And the desire is to plot them as lots 55 and 57A. The proposed replat will combine lots 55 and 57 of Wiggins Village, Section 1, resulting in the two lots. Notice of the proposed replat was posted and sent via certified mail by the developers to the potentially impacted property owners as required by Texas statutes. Do we have anyone that wishes to speak on the public hearing?
Motion to approve.
We're not there yet, but do you wish to close the public meeting? Do you know of anyone that's coming?
No, nobody's coming. that I'm aware
Okay.
of.
Well, then we'll go ahead and close the public meeting since nobody is here.
10:02.
10:02, thank you, ma'am. Now, consider a request to replat Wiggins Village, Section 1, lots 55 and 57, located in Precinct 2 as lots 55 and 57. Commissioner, you have a motion?
Yes, motion to approve.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Cassidy. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries very well. Okay, public comments.
There's 7.
Sure. Okay, Terry Register.
Thank you, Judge Murphy, commissioners, and other distinguished members of the county court. I'm Terry Register. I'm a homeowner in Lake Livingston Estates, Section 4 and 5. Other members of our community are here supporting me. We had the fortune to meet with Mr. DeVoe about a month ago, and other members of the community joined us, and we spoke of different repair needs for the roads in our community. Mr. DeVoe commented on the limited budget that he had, and we're just wanting to come here and support Mr. DeVoe and trying to make sure that we can get the funds that we need for the repairs in the neighborhood. At the same time, want to get some time for Mr. DeVoe, and I didn't give you a heads up on this. I think I maybe a little bit in my email, my last email, that I've looked through the records that the county maintains, of which are county roads and which are public roads, and looked at many of the different commissioner court meetings over the past several years and found some roads that had been approved to be county roads, which are not reflected in the records as county roads. They're still reflected as private roads. And when I saw what I think are discrepancies, that concerned me that the budget is a bigger problem because there are more county roads that aren't in the records reflecting so, and so the budget has to get spread, even thinner across all the maintenance.
Okay,
So,
let me just say that if you will send that information to us, then we will make sure wherever you see the discrepancies, because if there is a discrepancy, then we try to correct it as quickly as possible. And usually that information comes from the commissioners as they add or as they realize that the road was longer or shorter or whatever.
okay,
Matter of fact, on the agenda today, we have a correction or additions, lengthening.
okay,
So if you have specifics, and if you will send them either to Mr. DeBose or to this office, then we will take a look at them.
I will do that. It was, I had looked back and saw where certain roads were approved, but the record, unless there was some change in between the two.
Well,
And so-
yeah, and I'm not sure, when you're saying the records, I'm not sure which record you're looking at.
I'm sorry,
So-
this court's meeting minutes, where roads were approved to be added as county roads.
As county maintained.
As county maintained, yes, but the current records don't reflect that they're county maintained, that they're
Which
still listed in the
map
record.
are you looking at?
I was looking at it's like an Excel workbook, where the county says which roads are or aren't maintained and how long they are.
Okay, that gets updated constantly, but
Okay.
if you'll go by 911 addressing, they will get you a current one,
Okay,
and please get after it.
okay,
Because the more accurate we have it, then the better off we're gonna be.
I appreciate that. Is there anything else that the members of our community, which is Lake Livingston Estates Ward 5, can do to help make sure that some of the roads and some of the older roads in the neighborhood that haven't been maintained in many years, that they can get the attention that they need?
That's going to have to go through your commissioner.
Okay,
It's been three. Okay,
okay,
that's fine. We're exchanging, so we're good. Thank
Okay.
you.
and so I'll reach out to you to set up some time for us to talk again.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Let's see. Mr. Lawson.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I just want to reiterate what he said, but one of my biggest concerns about our roads is that we are mainly senior citizens, my age and older. And having school buses come down through there and ambulances, it's getting hard to get through if you took a look at the roads out there. So I just wanted that to be taken into consideration.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir. Mr. Zutek, am I pronouncing that correctly?
You did.
Oh, good.
That's excellent. And I don't want to take any more time than necessary, so I'll simply say I'm the owner of 129 Buttercup, live very close to the others who've already spoken to the issues here, and simply want to add my support to cooperate for us to do our part in whatever it is that facilitates getting this done the best way, just as the prayer said. Give us the guidance and let's do it the best way.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the opportunity. to speak.
Thank you. Shane Johnson.
Good morning.
Morning.
I represent Yopon Cove, POA. My issue is roads within Yopon Cove that have not been repaired since the tornado of 2020, April 24th. Two of the roads that came in and ground, they still have not been chipped and sealed. One is Mulberry Drive and Linger. The main Yopon Cove road coming into Yopon Cove has numerous potholes that have not been repaired. There's been numerous residents who've had to replace tires due to the enormous potholes in these roads. I had to replace a tire myself yesterday. This is unacceptable. Also, for some reason, there's, whenever these roads have been addressed as to county roads, that, or private roads within the, in Yopon Cove, the county roads, in order for us to get our county roads repaired, we've been asked to do a 60-40 split on the funds to repair these roads. We are taxpayers. Our taxes already pay for these roads to get repaired. So I don't understand, why are our roads not getting the attention that they deserve?
Can I suggest that you sit down, Mr. DeVos, and carefully go through which ones are county responsibility and which ones are the POA's responsibility to repair? and
We have already
maintain?
done that.
Okay. Then,
We have had, Mr. John Brown, who is another board member, who has already done that. Who's also pulled, work orders from the county, directly from the county, to see what is being done, what is on the schedule. Nothing's on the schedule. So, what are we gonna do? What are y'all gonna do?
I'm not aware of any meetings, but you're welcome to come to my office and talk to me if you want to.
All right, we will.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Keith McAfee?
Good morning. My name is Keith McAfee. I live in Yopon Cove, an unincorporated Polk County's Precinct 2. I want to thank y'all for listening to me and my concerns. I notice on the agenda today, the Commissioners Court consideration will be considering approving capital funds for the purchase of custom-built furnishings for the courthouse. These funds appear to be requested from the Commissioner Court Capital Outlay Furnishings and Equipment budget. Strangely, this agenda was conspicuously absent from the Polk County Enterprise summary of this agenda. All funds spent with taxpayers' money should be spent out of the historic courthouse renovation budget and not out of other accounts. This renovation should be properly budgeted so that there is complete transparency on the amount of taxpayer money that is being spent on this project. The continued use of funds from other accounts in the general fund is misleading the public on how much is really being spent on the courthouse renovation. Personally, I think it is time for an independent forensic audit of Polk County and the use of general funds for unbudgeted expenditure. Second, the residents of Precinct 2 can't get their roads fixed, potholes filled, flood control ditches redug, and street signs rehung. Yes, Yopon Cove is still waiting on Commissioner Mark DeVos to finish the road started in August 2024, and to fill the potholes, reestablish the signs, reestablish the ditches from the 2020 tornado. Last, according to the U.S. Census, as of 2023, Polk County has 18.1% of its population living in poverty, with a per capita income of less than $28,000. Does the county commissioners really think the best use of these tax dollars is to purchase custom furnishings for the courthouse? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McAfee. We will review the grant application and make sure that we're staying within the funding, within our matching, because that was built into the original project. Okay, anyone else? Very well, thank you. I do have an announcement from TRA. They are having a hazard mitigation plan development. If anyone is interested in listening in or participating, that will be on May 15th at 4 p.m. You can attend it via Zoom. You can also participate with a survey, or you can contact them at Livingston TRA to see what the discussion is or what the commentary might be. Informational reports. We received a notification from the city of Livingston that they are having a public hearing for annexation of the 2.098 acres in the R. Ferguson Abstract 245 and W.C. Hicks Abstract 282 scheduled for May 13th, which is today. So, we received the notification, and basically that's just an informational report, and that is the Kubota development out on the loop. Okay. We had originally scheduled a presentation, to receive a presentation from the Alamo Society. Unfortunately, our guest, one of his children, broke his arm, so he will reschedule and come at a different time. Okay, legislative update. We've been actively tracking and engaging with several bills that impact the county, especially in terms of infrastructure planning, environmental policy, and local governments. So here's basically just a status. Bills of concern, which are still active, were recently moved. SB 3016, which was a preemption of local regulation and limited county and municipal authority by prohibiting local regulation of the state that the area deems occupied, such as land use, structures, and business operations. It was referred to the Senate Committee on Local Government and from the House State of Affairs. At this point, we are opposed because it will not allow for adequate planning in terms of your POAs, your cities, the county, and any other municipalities. HB 3892, we are opposed to as well, because it limits on county subdivision regulation. This restricts the counties and the cities from regulating density, setbacks, and lot sizes, except in coastal flood zones, and narrows ability to adopt lot frontage requirements. It was passed out of the House Committee and waiting placement on the House calendar. This is one of the areas that actually some of the gentlemen that spoke today are also concerned about, which is when they do not create a subdivision with roadways wide enough or with turnarounds for fire trucks, for ambulances, for adequate drainage, for those kinds of things. So we are opposed to that bill, so we can make sure that local jurisdictions that know what the area looks like and understand can have some part of the decision-making. SB 2522, which is the ETJ plating restrictions. It prohibits counties and municipalities from regulating subdivision plats and land use in their extraterritorial jurisdiction. It was referred to the Senate Committee on Local Government and is not yet scheduled for a hearing, but it was placed on the intent calendar. Same thing, it would impede our coordination for water availability, septic, emergency access. Basically, we're getting hit from different directions, but it's all the same subject. They all keep going back to subdivisions and planning. We're opposed to HB 23. Its companion bill is SB 2354, which is a third-party reviewer mandate. It allows developers to completely bypass county and city regulations and hire third-party reviewers for plating and development approvals. It moved through the House Committee, and it is referred to the local government and the Senate. It's the same thing. Basically, what this bill states is that if someone wants to put in a large development, then they could completely bypass the county, or they could completely bypass the city and get someone that they have hired to say, it's okay, it looks good. So we're fighting all of those bills. Bills we have supported. We have supported House Bill 2233 and its companion bill, Senate Bill 253, which is infrastructure cost recovery tools. It enables counties to impose a fees for infrastructure tied to subdivision development, such as fire protection or roads, and making sure that the development is safe. It's active in committees, and it has really strong bipartisan interest. So we have supported it because that would give all of us the additional support for infrastructure needs. So you're back to subdivisions again. We are supporting SB 325, And it's companion bill HB 2384, which gives local planning authority clarification. It reinforces the county's and city's authority to adopt subdivision regulations related to public safety and infrastructure. We're still trying to recover from some of the subpar developments that occurred, especially in the late 70s and early 80s. Okay, which is what all of you all have referenced so far. So waiting for action in both chambers. At this time, we have supported it because it lines up with the needs for Polk County, the cities and the counties, the POAs, the developers. It lines up for everybody. Bills that have stalled or died. Senate Bill 819, which was Renewable Energy Facility Regulation, which would allow the counties to have more input into siting and location of renewable energy project to protect rural aesthetics and infrastructure. It was referred to committee, but no hearing was held. It basically complements our strategy to try to protect our rural areas, but at the same time, not impair energy development. We will continue to watch those bills, and we will continue to try to keep everyone informed. Okay, does anyone else have anything to add from the court on the information? No? Okay, old business, number 6, discuss and consider approval of fire protection service agreement with Centus. At this time, Maintenance Director Grady Woods has requested that this item be deleted. We had said we would discuss it this time. He has additional items to discuss with the court in the latter portion of the agenda.
Motion to delete.
Motion to delete, Commissioner Purvis, second, Commissioner Cassidy. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7, discuss and consider any and all necessary action relating to the request from Polk County Historical Commission for distribution of hotel motel occupancy tax funds for tourism-related activities. The committee that was assigned to review this matter was myself, Commissioner Robertson, and Treasurer Terry Williams. We met on Friday, April the 25th, and based on the review, we recommend the following with new agreements effective October 1st, 2025, with the following entities: the Chamber of Commerce, the Polk County Higher Education and Technology Foundation, which is the Commerce Center, and the Polk County Historical Commission. Each entity would receive 25% of the county's annual hotel occupancy tax revenue, with an annual funding cap of $30,000 per entity. And then the remaining 25% would be reserved for county-sponsored events and initiatives. Terry put a list of outside entities that have historically requested hot funds for special events. And a copy of the current agreement with the chambers is also included for your packet. Terry, do you have anything you want to add?
No, but if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them if I can.
So, we would still be able to hold the 25%, which actually, law enforcement can attest to the fact that they were able to hold a well-attended workshop, at the Commerce Center and invite other people in. And at this time, we also have the 2 clerks that would also like to host the state conference in, which brings people into our community and generates sales tax revenue and hotel motel tax revenue. And those are the entities. It's very specific. The hotel motel tax revenue must be used for very, very specific things, and everything we have on our list would qualify. So I need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Commissioner Robertson, Commissioner Dubus, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, new business, your consent agenda, you have an addendum on B in the amount of $139,593.56. Otherwise, everything else stands.
So moved.
I'll second.
Commissioner Purvis, Commissioner Robertson, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, new business, regular agenda, item number 22, consider approval of personnel matters as follows. A, personal action form requests submitted by department heads since the last meeting and review of any authorized emergency hiring. You have the preliminary list of the PAS submitted in your packet, and we have 2 emergency hires at this time, both in maintenance.
Approved.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Dubus, second Commissioner Cassidy. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item B, update to personnel management system, book 1. Commissioner Robertson has requested this agenda item to update the job description for the light equipment operator. The changes include removing dump truck from the equipment that may be operating, adding state of Texas Class C driver's license, and adding the state of Texas Class B commercial driver's license is preferred.
Question,
Yes,
so we remove the dump truck being in there, then he can't drive a dump truck?
that would be correct. Do you wanna, you can leave dump truck in there.
I mean, if he got Class B driver's license, commercial license, I don't know why he could drive the dump truck. I'm just asking why we,
Well, that's what we found in the personnel, you know, where the listing was, and that's.
No, the question is, why do you wanna remove dump truck from the equipment that may be operating?
The main thing wasn't in on the license, so maybe
Okay,
that's where it's,
so do you wanna leave dump truck in there?
well, maybe yes.
I guess that's my
if he has a
Yeah.
commercial license, I mean, yeah, if he don't have one, no, we're not gonna, we
Right,
can't let him
right.
drive.
Well, we probably need to go ahead and leave it.
I was just curious, I didn't know if there was a reason, I mean, I'm not a HR guru by any means.
No, the job description, y'all can put that on here. No, the job description responsibility is right here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's fine, but, I mean, I just was, I mean, which, I don't have any light equipment operator at the moment, so I mean, it don't
Well,
matter.
I was the only one that actually had one at one time. But
I've
I
had
no
one
longer
before,
do
they,
no more.
they moved up over the years.
Okay, so we can leave dump truck as equipment and then
But they
make
have
the license changes.
Yeah, you wanna change it where we can be a light equipment operator
Yes,
without being having a CDL.
right.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. So do
Yeah,
not
yeah.
remove dump truck.
Yeah, because if you got one that's got the license, they can
Right.
use handicapping him where you can't use it,
True, good point, good point.
is what I was thinking.
Okay. So the new recommendation is that the proposed changes only include that the equipment may be operating, adding that the state of Texas Class C driver's license under certificates and licenses required, and adding that the state of Texas Class B commercial driver's license is preferred. You bringing that as a motion?
Yes, I'm bringing this motion.
Okay, bringing that as a corrected motion, Commissioner Robertson. Second, Commissioner Purvis. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 23, consider request for revisions and amendments to the budget as follows. The FY 2025 budget revisions and amendments is presented by the County Auditor's Office. Copy of proposed revision number 2025-11 and amendments 2025-11A was included in your packet for your review. Motion to approve, Commissioner Dubus.
I'll second.
Second, Commissioner Robertson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 24, consider approval of order designating outdated and unlocated assets as surplus property for the purpose of inventory reconciliation. Ongoing efforts by the Auditor's Office to reconcile and update the county's fixed asset inventory system. Items listed have not been in use for many years and should have been previously removed from inventory. The designation will allow for proper accounting treatment and removal from the county's active asset records. So a copy of the proposed order is included for your review.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Dubus. Second, Commissioner Cassidy. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 25, consider request for capital purchases to be paid from Commissioners Court Capital Outlay office buildings and equipment for the purchase of custom-built furnishings for the historic courthouse. The FY 2025 budget includes $100,000 for the purchase of the furnishings to support offices relocating to the restored courthouse. We have the specs and proposal included for your review. They will be built by TDCJ Ramsey Furniture Factory. A list of the furniture selected by each office with pricing is included. The total purchase price for all requested furnishings is $126,908. With the course approval, the unfunded portion would be covered by this year's contingency line item, and that amount would be $26,908. And this was all in the original discussion with the Texas Historical Commission. These are the plans that were laid out by the grant, by the Texas Historical Commission, along with our local historical commission. If you all do not wish to fund the 26,908, then we will get to work cutting things.
I was gonna be my question, what if somebody had this and stuff that they want?
Have you seen the desks? Everything on this, we don't have anyone that wants to keep their desk, because everything that was built and that was recommended by the Texas Historical Commission was to keep things efficient. The only things that were kept were things that had historical significance, like the clerks have some shelving that has historical significance. So all of that is being taken and restored or refurbished. So the tax office has some shelves with historical significance. The clerks have some, especially the county clerk, and all of those will be refurbished per Texas Historical Commission standards.
Well, how much are they giving? For this
The
furniture?
grant, they don't specify. They don't specify only, this can only be used for furniture, and this can only be used for. We just received the grant.
But the unfunded is 26,000.
The currently unfunded is $26,908.
The our portion.
Yes.
And 100,000 plus or minus.
Was part of the original
Yeah.
plan, and that was what was placed in the budget.
And this take care of all the furnishings,
Yes, ma'am, that takes care of the whole thing.
that's that. And the Department of Corrections is doing it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The Department of Correction is doing it, and it is exactly as specified on the plans that were approved by the Texas Historical Commission. Yes, ma'am?
I didn't know if I could make a comment since
Yes, ma'am.
I'm working on the grant. So whenever I went by and requested information on desk requests, the majority of county office desks are old, and you have to, because we buy cheaper furniture, we're on a rotation every 5 to 10 years. Whenever the furniture goes to break, we have to replace it. Well, with this furniture, you buy it once and you're done. And when the courthouse is complete, it'll become a tourist location, and so whenever all the desk or uniform matches the district courtroom furniture, it just looks more professional and efficient. It's a one-time purchase, and we won't have to budget for furniture in the future for those offices.
Thank you, Jessica.
So moved.
Commissioner Purvis,
I'll second.
Commissioner Robertson, all in favor say aye.
All right.
Any opposed?
I'm not ready to commit to that yet.
Okay, one opposed, Commissioner
I'm gonna
Cassidy.
have to approve for the furniture too.
Okay.
I'm not,
Commissioner Cassidy, Commissioner Duvos opposed. I'm aye, so motion carries. Item number 26, consider any and all necessary action regarding bid 2025-21, replacement of chiller at 1102 Martin Luther King. These are Grady's, and I do have to say thank you to Grady, because he has been through some interesting situations for someone that's new to the job. So, any and all necessary action regarding the bid 2025 replacement. On March 18th, McWilliams was dispatched to adult probation facility because a chiller system was producing errors that were beyond our maintenance department's expertise. Their technicians found a faulty float switch and made the recommendation to bypass it to get the system running, and that they would be back ASAP with a new switch. On March 20th, the chiller was down again with a new fault for low freon. McWilliams was notified, they said to leave it down until the new float switch arrives, and they returned on March 25th. And the chiller had experienced a catastrophic failure. They went through more assessments, and it was discovered that the heat exchanger had ruptured, allowing water to enter the refrigerant system. The manufacturer has agreed to cover half the cost of the repairs, but the damage was significant enough that the long-term reliability of the system was in serious doubt. They went on into April, and as you can imagine, we are sliding into summer, so the probation department really would like to have an air conditioner. So went on to April with no resolution, so the maintenance department reached out to other HVAC professionals, and they were concerned about the choice to bypass the key safety feature of the float switch. So that brings us down to item A, which is to ratify approval to advertise bids for chiller at adult probation. Because of the urgent need to restore reliable air conditioning at the facility, purchasing, myself, and maintenance went ahead and initiated the bid process to replace the chiller. The bid packet was published on April 21st, with bids due May 6th for the court's consideration today. A copy of the bid packet is included for your review, and what we are asking you to do right now is to ratify that decision. Basically, the chiller is essential to keeping the facility safe and comfortable for staff and the people they serve, and taking swift action was necessary to avoid further disruptions of service. So right now, I need y'all to ratify the bid process being initiated.
So,
Commissioner Purvis,
Second.
Commissioner Dubus, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, B, receive the results of bid number 2025-21 and consider any and all necessary action. A copy of the bid summary and received bids is included for your review. This item is critical to ensure uninterrupted operations of a state mandated function and the safe occupancy of the facility. Given the fact that the failure was sudden and could not be anticipated through reasonable diligence, this situation qualifies as a public necessity under Texas Local Government Code Section 111.01B, allowing for an emergency expenditure to meet an unusual and unforeseen condition. A draft resolution is included for your review, has been prepared to authorize the use of general fund reserves to cover the cost of the replacement, and directs that the amendment is filed and attached to the original budget by the county clerk as required by law. Okay, so take a look at those bids. Grady, do you want to add anything to that?
No, I'm fine with going with the cheaper bid. I looked up T&R Mechanical, they're located out of Conroe. They have a pretty reasonable reviews, I don't see any issues with them. The other two bids were a little high, but for ours could have us a chiller within 3 days of approval. But at the same time, it's-
what are we gonna do with the people in probation through
We've
June,
already-
July?
we moved them to the training facility and set them up, so they all have offices now with AC. So it's possible that if we have to wait a long duration, they do have AC and are able to do their jobs.
I have the same concern.
I mean, there's 5 and 6 of them sitting there, all probationers in one room. I mean, I don't know much about probation, but I'm just kind of
Okay, so.
concerned about whether they can function.
Yeah, they're
in that little-
functioning right now. split up into different offices. There's a portion of the probation building that has residential style split units that keep their offices cool.
Okay,
and
but
tempered.
TNR Mechanical, and I appreciate you trying to be as conservative as possible, but TNR Mechanical cannot start till August, correct?
Right. And the only thing that worries me with them is they do a big part of Harris County and all them, Houston jobs, so they have hospitals and large schools that they tend to, and I feel that in the future, if we ever have an issue, we're definitely gonna get probably put on that back burner. They're not gonna, pass up a multi-million-dollar job and come down to old Polk County and fix our one
Fix
chiller.
one unit.
Yeah. So that's,
Okay.
I don't know, can't see the future, but that's probably a big possibility.
Okay, so, but Ferraris has a local office,
Correct.
and
And I'm in
Their main
contact with
office in
John
Lufkin.
Marshall, and they have been exceptional. We had our little rocky past, and he's definitely cleared all that up, and
okay, and they could start May 23rd.
correct. Early enough, right, if they're approved, I believe it's 3 days after approval.
And theirs
5 days to
comes,
complete it.
yep, and
Yes.
theirs comes with a 5-year compressor and parts, and 1-year labor warranty.
I'm concerned about the cost difference, but, these people are in their working conditions,
I agree.
they say.
Some of the hottest times of the year out there. Have you talked to all of them?
Yeah, they're
What
fully aware.
temperatures are we getting there? Like,
What's that, I'm sorry?
what kind of, what's the temps you think that we can function at?
They're gonna have to come out,
They're gonna have to come out?
Yeah.
yes, they're gonna have to come out one way or the other. Part of it with me also is the long-term. I think Grady's concerned about then being able to get someone from Conroe, Houston to come down here. They consider us a small project.
But right now, they have no security over there.
That's,
They have no cameras
no,
or anything. In that building where they're at, they don't.
Oh,
what's coming.
they got cameras and stuff.
That ain't what they showed me. I don't know.
Even though Ferraris is higher price, they give the 5-year compressor and parts
Exactly.
warranty, and that's
That's pretty big.
significant.
Mm.
I prefer them because they're getting very familiar with the county, and they're gonna be the ones that take most of our work. They've done real good jobs up in Angelina. There's a few places in Lufkin that kind of suffered the same thing we suffered from, and Ferraris has come through and remedied all that, and I think we're gonna have better success with them in the future.
And I'm assuming that it'll take them about 5 days instead of
Not even starting.
well, see, it says it'll start 5/23/25 and then complete 5/58/25. So
Well, it's 28.
that's why I'm saying, I'm assuming that's just a typo there.
Yeah, I circled that typo.
Yeah, for
But
me,
if they can have it in 3 days, they'll start sooner, right?
correct, yes, much sooner.
And when can TNR start?
I believe it's.
They can start
August the
on,
4th.
it's
Yeah,
right up right
August.
there, August 4th. Yeah.
I'm gonna make a motion to go with Ferraris.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second to go with Ferraris. And the amount would be in the amount of $86,189, starting on May 23rd at the very latest. Motion Commissioner Purvis, second Commissioner Cassidy. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 27, discuss and consider proposal between Polk County Emergency Management and the Response Group for Incident Action Plan Software. Chambers County Emergency Management recommended the Response Group software to our office. They feel is suitable replacement for Arrow, as it's a very simplistic software solution that will help track and do planning, documentation, and asset coordination during disasters. A copy of the proposal from the response group is included for your review. OEM has requested to use the $3,000 in their FY 2025 budgeted funds for asset tracking and the subscription line item, and use $1,900 from their office supply item to cover the cost of the one-year subscription of $4,900. If approved, the $4,900 annual fee would be built into the 2026 budget. The Arrow, I believe, was originally budgeted for $3,000. And I think after the April showers, everybody has a pretty good feel for how difficult it is to track all the expenditures, track the assets, and keep up with the equipment and the staff.
I'll make that motion.
Comes from Commissioner Robertson. I need a second.
Second.
Commissioner Purvis, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 28, consider order authorizing the sale of fireworks during the Memorial Day period of May 21st through midnight of May 26th. Copy of the proposed order is included for review. Previous law required court action to restrict or prohibit. The new law allows the court discretion to allow fireworks during the holiday period. What's the court's pleasure? The fire marshal said we are good to go.
Good to go.
Commissioner Dubus?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Cassidy, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 29, discuss and consider any and all necessary action regarding proposal for fire protection services. At this time, Grady is waiting for additional proposals from Backflow Houston and Mid-South Fire Solutions out of Diboll, and will be prepared to make a recommendation to the court and answer any questions today. What have you got, Grady?
Oh, I'm just asking to hold till I get them other quotes. Me and Commissioner Purvis had talked, looking for somebody local, and I'd actually found somebody from Midwest
Okay,
out of Diboll, so we're waiting on quotes for them. I just got an email that I'm gonna get my quote from Backflow Houston also. So they're the ones that do the work for Centos, so that would cut out the middleman and be a little bit cheaper, but I'd
Sounds
like
good.
to wait for Diboll to give us their quote.
so you want to do a motion to delete or to table?
Don't matter to me, what do you want?
If we delete, then we don't have to say it'll be on the next agenda.
We should have it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we should have
all
We
our
can
numbers.
have to make motions.
Yeah, motion to
I'll
delete.
second.
Commissioner Purvis, second Commissioner Robertson, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 30, discuss and consider any and all necessary action regarding emergency HVAC repairs at the Polk County Jail. So this is another one of the ordeals that Randy has been dealing with. On May 7th, 2025, following consultation, again with this office, we authorized Ferraris Heating and Cooling to begin ordering parts for the urgent replacement of the jail's HVAC communication system. This agenda item seeks formal court approval of the associated work, authorizing a resolution declaring the situation an emergency pursuant to Texas Government Code number 262.024, which exempts this from competitive bidding requirements and provides a method of funding, which will be the general fund reserves not to exceed $150,000. The current HVAC communication system has been a state of failure for years, and we deferred repairs and now has outdated technology. So a recent failure of the main controller further underscored the system's instability and an urgent need for a full replacement. Ferraris is a local qualified contractor, and their involvement will support the county in navigating and correcting long-standing system deficiencies beyond the immediate emergency. Maintenance has obtained one additional quote from a Houston-based company for similar work. However, that quote came in over $116,000 higher than Ferraris and included a significantly narrower scope of services. So basically, we're asking you to approve the attached resolution and authorize the funding for the emergency project not to exceed $150,000 to be pulled from the general fund balance under the emergency budget amendment authority granted in local government code 111.010. As you all well know, we cannot have these kinds of malfunctions in the jail. That is a jail commission standard, and we cannot have those people that are currently incarcerated being uncomfortable, not being able to take warm showers, or being too hot or too cold, or whatever. We've all known that it was not going to be long. That was actually included in our long-range plans to do something about the HVAC. But now we're forced. It was in the plan, it just got skipped up a little higher. So,
So moved.
motion Commissioner Dubose, second Commissioner Cassidy. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Motion to adjourn.
Commissioner Purvis and Commissioner Cassidy. What time is it now? Thank you. Okay, thank you, everybody.
They're having some chairs.
Still living a hard life, maybe.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's been rough on it. That's what he
Are we on to? Lena's not there. She had to take her mother-in-law to the doctor.